Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to into Bitcoin. Big of the CoinsKid crew. So right now, in theory, we should just kick back, relax, and our entry point on this dotted green line, should just ride it all the way up to the dotted red line. And that really is that simple. So, whether or not we come back or whatever and touch that dotted green line again, it would be an opportunity to ride it up just to the red line, just like we should have been doing way back there, way back there, way back there, and way back here. But at these times, 100%, I know that point didn't feel like an opportunity. That didn't feel like an opportunity. This didn't feel like an opportunity. And, I wasn't around in Bitcoin at that point, but that 100% wouldn't have felt like an opportunity, but it was, wasn't it? So right now I'm looking at data in the chart suggesting with confluence to this particular scenario that we've got the support of the RSI on this descending trend line. Okay, so we found support. So right now in the RSI as well, the data not emotion is suggesting that right now Bitcoin is a buy until it gets to this red line, which is where it's a sell, because every time you found support, you've rallied into the red line, which is where you should have sold. Okay, from here into the red line, sell. From here into the red line, sell. And then when it comes back, buy. Comes back, buy. Comes back, buy. So right now we're at the buying opportunity for Bitcoin to just come up into that resistance. Okay, but one thing we're doing here for Bitcoin, you can clearly see from this bottom just here, when we've got this sort of big parabolic growth here, we are slowing down. We are sort of turning the corner, getting really tight in here. So you can clearly see that if we do start to compress here, there will be some kind of reaction for Bitcoin. Now the whole way down here, I did say to you, if we do start to turn this dotted green line into resistance, then Bitcoin's losing structure, and then I have to project to the downside. So it still is squeaky bum time, obviously, because it's done this before like this. Okay, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will do this, and this could be some kind of top. You coming up like this and you drop and you turn that into resistance and you go down like that. Now if we do start to see it losing this as support and rolling, then obviously you got a projection to the downside and you come exponentially, and then you drop in to refill, come back to support wherever it is at the time, but the trend has changed, and it could have, who knows, no one knows. People telling you 100% it's going to do something are talking out the bumhole, but all it is at the minute, all I'm showing you is the data. So at the moment, the data suggests that was a good point to enter Bitcoin. The RSI was matching with confluence, and right now we're acting positively. So in theory, this should be an opportunity to ride it up to that dotted red line, where it's an opportunity to just get out. So in time, we'll keep an eye on this, and if this starts to rally like this into resistance, I will warn you. I will tell you the level and everything at the time when we do that. But at the time, you will tell me I'm a madman for saying that that's the place to sell Bitcoin, because you'll feel like Bitcoin's going to take off into space, just like this was. Didn't feel like an opportunity to buy, because you feel like at that point it was going to break down even further. So anyway, I've not got a crystal ball. It is all about the data, but right now the data suggests that we found support there, and right now we found it again. So in theory, this should come all the way up to this red line once more, which is where you should have sold in the cycles. Okay, really is that simple. So at the minute, let's just respect the data. This is why I'm still accumulating Bitcoin. I bought down here, I've been buying the pullbacks into support as well, but the minute we start to lose structure and support, I will forewarn you, and I will tell you, and if we start to break down here under this dotted green line and do something like that, well, I'm out of Bitcoin for a very long time, because we've got the projection to the downside at that point. Do you understand? But I do think there's something coming, because you can clearly see if we do start to ramp up here for Bitcoin and we get to this red line and we come back like this, you're getting really compressed there. Whether or not you break into a new paradigm, or you've just come up exponentially and then you begin a huge retracement. Who knows? No one knows. But you break that red line, is super bullish. You lose this green line, is super bearish. And that's it. Let's dive into the hourly chart to see what we can see for Bitcoin. Okay, so looking at Bitcoin on the hourly time frame, at the moment I think we're putting a perfect ABC. If we do go again, then I think we've got another little leg down, and the C wave's not actually complete until sort of towards the end of the weekend, right here, the end of the week, possibly start of next week. So it's either finished here, or we've got another little leg down. Now I'm going to show you why it could be finished here, and equally show you why it might not be. So it's all a game of support and resistance. I do think you are in a big ABC. A, B, C, that could be completed. If not, you got one last little leg up and then you drop again. And what we've got is 5 waves within the C wave, just like we've got in the A wave. We've got A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves within the A wave. Then we put in the ABC zigzag correction coming back up. Then we've been in a 5 wave to the downside. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3 is the 4, and right now drop. So how do we negate the fact that this, this was the bottom and we're not looking at a final wave down there? How do we negate that? So one way is if creating a beautiful reversal pattern off the bottom like this and taking out this key resistance, which is this low. Okay, so this is exactly where you run into right now. So if Bitcoin starts to compress here over the next few days, doesn't lose this red trend line, then this was the bottom. Okay, and you break this resistance, and what you've got here is a beautiful ascending triangle off the bottom, which is what you usually see. Okay, price compression leading to expansion, and equally 5 waves for Bitcoin. So if we begin to see that, that confirms the bottom for me. Now what we do have here, if you take a look, in my opinion, that's the A wave and that's the C wave. Okay, one thing that's adding a little bit of confidence to the fact that that could actually be the bottom right now, when we're not necessarily looking at rejection here and another final drop, is the fact that this A wave is the same corrective length as the C wave. Okay, let me show you right now. So the A wave, in my opinion, was all the way down to there. That's the bottom of the A wave, around about 13%, all the way down there. And then equally what we've got for the B wave, from this B wave high for the C wave, is a drop which was roughly 13% as well. So we've had a 13% A wave, 13% C wave, so it could be in, but what I'm looking for is the confirmation. The confirmation for me will be Bitcoin busting a move here in 5 waves above that resistance, so that would confirm that that's the low, because you look for 5 waves coming up. Do you understand? 5 waves is impulsive, corrective 3 wave, and then go again. So it's basically catch-22, isn't it? We're caught between resistance and support. And one thing would be a looking glass to the sense that, okay, well, this is your wave 4, right? This is a 1, this is a 2, it's a 3, 4, 5, and we have got the final wave down. Is Bitcoin losing this ascending red trend line? So the minute it loses that, I would actually look to go short for the final 5th wave down. Okay, for Bitcoin, where will that final 5th wave down go of the C wave? Because remember, the C wave can have 5 waves as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last little wave down there, last little flush out for Bitcoin would be a golden opportunity. But equally in the C wave, we do put in 3 waves sometimes, some kind of A, B, C zigzag. This is the bottom, compression leading to expansion. So again, I can't call it. I don't know exactly what it's going to do. No one does. No one's got a crystal ball. But take out that resistance, you're confirming that bottom. Lose that support, obviously, and this ascending trend line, the earliest warning sign that you're going to break down here, and you've got a final 5th wave, which consists of 5 waves as well. You essentially got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final little flush down for Bitcoin, which will be a golden opportunity in my opinion. So from there to there, all the way down, we'll be looking at a minimal target 1272 around about 25,375k, which is where I would close my short if we do start to break down below that red trend line. Okay, because that'll be giving the game away. This is a 1, this is a 2. You're breaking down 3, 4, 5. You've got your last little flush down to the 1272 right there for Bitcoin. Okay, and I think that will be a golden opportunity. That's a possibility, and I think everyone's looking at that possibility. So it's kind of decreasing for me that it is absolutely going to play out, because everyone's looking at it. But aside from that, if Bitcoin does start to compress here like this, and you break this resistance, I think we've got a confirmed bottom just there for Bitcoin. And it really is that simple. Okay, so again, just be patient. Hope you enjoyed that little update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Thank you for your support. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.